Maybe that's what y'all should do. Y'all should
flex off.
Do a flex off. Oh God, cut it.
No,
cut it.
I'm
cut
so
it.
How's it going, everyone? Jude here from LMR.com, and today is dyno day. Obviously, I'm not Landan, and I stole his truck, and I'm gonna be dynoing it and seeing what kind of power it makes. I'm just joking. Come here.
Yeah, you're not dynoing anything. But
yeah, I ain't touching
thanks, Jude. Video team put me on the spot, I guess you could say. They drug my truck out here. They wanted to dyno it. So that's what we're doing today. I've had the truck 14 and a half years. It'll be 15 years in August. I bought it when I was 19 years old. I've had it ever since. So I guess I'll be kind of that old guy sitting in my rocking chair, swinging on the front porch. Yeah, I've had this truck since I was 19 years old. But no, in all seriousness, it's been a blast to drive when I do drive it. It's got 65,800-ish miles at the time of the dyno. And it's all old school stuff, Forum Kool-Aid, as we call it back in the day. But 6-pound lower pulley, electric fans, a ported supercharger, old school C&L Elbow, call it a cold air intake kit if you want, but it's just an open air filter element. Stock manifolds, stock mid pipe that's free flowing, and has an old school Bassani Cat Back exhaust. Personally, my favorite Cat Back for the Lightnings. And as y'all can probably see from the footage, it's old. It's almost 20 years old. I think the previous owner put it on the truck in 2006, maybe 2007. So creeping up on 20 years old. And then still the 4R100 transmission, aluminum drive shaft. All the Lightnings had aluminum drive shafts. And then out back, the 2000s, 99 and 2000s had a 355 rear gear, 0104s had a 373. This truck still has the 355 rear gear, and that is a 20-inch SVE 99 2000 style wheel with a, we'll flash the tire size up, but 93 octane fuel, and then I did put a little bit of Torco in it. We were messing around in the studio yesterday. We had an old can. I say old can. It was an old can that was sealed. We checked the color. The color worked out great, so I just threw a little bit of Torco in there. It probably bumped octane points 4, maybe 5 on rough calculations, so it should make a little bit more power than what it would make without the Torco. So speaking of the 4R100 transmission, the old school stuff, we can't hold 1-to-1. 1-to-1 is third gear. In these transmissions, so we'll just do a second gear pull. By nature, second gear pull, you're usually gonna see a lesser result. It's gonna make a little bit less horsepower, it's gonna make a little bit less torque, but I'm not one to get all caught up in dyno numbers. I love the truck, obviously I've had it for 15 years. It's a blast to drive, makes a ton of noise, and here we are in 2025, and I'm finally gonna get to dyno it myself. So,
there we go.
Kinda neat.
All right, ready to strap it down, get it going?
Yeah, let's check straps. And, I know the lug nuts are torqued because it's my truck, so. We'll jump over here, we'll make a hit.
Cool. All right, so we just finished doing the dyno. Landan, tell me a little bit about the results that we have.
Okay, so before we get into the results, I forgot to mention, it has a custom tune on it with an old school SCT flip chip. The old school guys watching this, y'all know. Tuned by Patrick O'Gorman. At one time, he may still hold the record, we have to fact check that, but Patrick O'Gorman ran a second gen Ford GT, an 0506 Ford GT, and he held the Texas mile record for that classification of car. He also owned PSI Motorsports back in the day. I don't know how all that is today, you know, because it's been 20 plus years, but Patrick O'Gorman tuned the truck, and it has 3 different tunes. It has a 0, a 1, and a 2 on the SCT flip chip. Y'all are about to find this pretty funny. 0 is kind of a soft tune, if you will. 1's kind of a hot street, some terminology, some old school guys I know, and then you could probably factor in the number 2 on the flip chip as a race oriented tune, and that just changes timing and fuel tables, makes it a little bit more rowdy, I guess you could say. But the first hit, second gear, remember, truck made 340.4 horsepower at 5,000 RPM, 404.1 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. I was kind of disappointed. I was really disappointed. Y'all saw me sitting here disgruntled. And then I was like, man, wait a second. I think I need to go check this flip chip.
Yeah.
So I pop open the glove box and we check, and it was set. It was on 0. So I must have been messing around with this at some point a few months ago or whatever when I had the truck at the house, and I flipped it to 0 and never flipped it back to 1. So we flipped it back to 1, let it cool down a little bit more, let off another hit. Truck made 365.3 horsepower at 5,100 RPM and 418.5 pound-feet of torque at 4,200 RPM. Again, I'm extremely happy with that. I don't get caught up in horsepower and torque numbers. The truck is healthy, it runs great. We don't really have ideal conditions today.
Yeah.
In the shop, it's 82 degrees. and 66.35, give or take, % humidity. Kind of crappy for a boosted car, kind of crappy for any car really, but hey, it's end of May or middle May in Texas. We just got to kind of roll with what we got. Neat to dyno my truck though.
Yeah, no, it looks good. Ran good.
Sounds good.
You're pretty happy with the results?
Yeah, man, it's great. Hey, this thing can make 200 horsepower. I wouldn't give a care. But look at it.
Yeah.
Thing's sweet.
We hear him, he talks about everything all the time of always wanting to work on his truck, drive the truck. He never does. So we took this opportunity to show y'all the dyno results and actually get it up here and give y'all what y'all wanted. So,
you know, am I gonna change the truck at any point? You know, because it's kind of been the same since I've had it. You know, I've kind of made it mine. The calipers were red, I painted those black. It had a pretty cool front bumper. It was original bumper, but it had some rhino lining on it. A lot of folks like that, but I went back to another Ford original bumper, 0104 style this time. Maybe as the years progress, you know, I've always wanted a built engine with a 2.3 Whipple, some cams, make it rowdy, because I'd bought all that, but I was like, man, I just couldn't see myself turning into a perfectly good running truck. It's like anything, y'all car people know, you're never finished. You know, you're always gonna find something to do. You know, one of my bed steps are kind of lightly faded. I got to pull it off and either replace it or paint it trim black. Constant pursuit of tinkering.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that on a t-shirt.
what it should be though is that, what we want to know is, what do y'all want to see for him to do next to the truck?
Yeah,
That's the thing. You're always talking about wanting to do something, but you don't know. So we need y'all to let us know, let Landon know what he should do next to his Lightning, because he's bored. He needs to do something on it.
I ain't bored. I ain't bored.
That's going to be all from us today. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And for all things SVT Lightning content, keep it right here with the real Mustang. I said Mustang. And for all things Lightning content, keep it right here with the real
Lightning enthusiasts. LMR.com.
Yeah, there we go. Do I need to redo that?
No, we're gonna close it out just like that.
Fine, it's fine.
Yeah.
Give me a hug. Oh my God, that was the most awkward thing I've ever seen.
He made it awkward.